The other story we have coming up is Loor TV's new updates. They've been doing some new promos lately, and they show up on X usually because I'm on X mostly. Here we go. So Loor TV says, welcome to Loor's new era. And they share a tweet by Marcus Pittman, who is the CEO of Loor. Let's take a look at this. Today is a great day for Loor. We've secured an investment which will allow us to reach the next steps needed to continue growth and development. That is exciting, man. I can't tell you how exciting that must be for Marcus and Jason. They've been
Yeah,
working on this for years, and they've talked about securing investment for years. I'm glad they're finally able to find some investment for Loor. So let's see what else he says. He says a lot of things are happening behind the scenes as our focus this year has been on tuning up processes by acquiring executive talent from Fox Cable and News Corp and
mm,
preparing the way to move past the hobby startup phase. So we're ready to scale into a national brand. Wow.
wow.
Wow. That's exciting. So that means they've secured investment. They've got some executives from Fox Cable. Looks like they are preparing to expand a little bit. Maybe with their branding, right? We started a streaming technology company with 0 streaming apps, 0 watchable movies and TV shows, and didn't use white label streaming apps. It's been a lot of work. It's been hard, but the timing couldn't be better. Younger audiences are overwhelmingly moving as we predicted and longing for entertainment brands that serve them. The market is starting to realize this, and we are ahead of everyone else. Wow, that's exciting. A lot more to come. And as always, if you want to know more, you know how to reach me. So I say beautiful.
Yeah, that's good news.
But yeah, so it looks like they're saying, like I said, it looks like they have investment capital. They have, I don't know how much capital, but they have some to start doing what they call growth and development, acquiring executive talent from News Corp. I'm not a fan of Fox and News Corp, but I'm sure it's better than what they could be getting. So they said they're moving past the hobby startup phase. So that's exciting. Scaling into national branding. They they talk about their past a little bit. So they started with 0 streaming apps, and that's true. They've had no apps. They've been strictly on browser, you know, for a few years now. And a lot of the reason is because it requires a team essentially to run an app.
I was wondering about that. I
Yeah,
didn't realize that they didn't have an app, but that makes sense. So it's only in the browser.
yes, it's only in browser. It's been that way for a while, and I think that that's really been a bottleneck for them. Marcus might disagree with me, but and he obviously is far more knowledgeable in this than I am. But I think that that was a pretty tough bottleneck because a lot of people want apps. I mean, I want apps. Like it's far more watchable for me. And I stream almost everything through my TV through apps. Like, so the fact that they didn't have an app meant I couldn't watch it on my TV. That just is the fact. I would have to watch it on my little laptop. So that's not as cinematic, is it? But that's okay. Like this is how sometimes you have to start with no investment. I mean, this is not the only thing. Like they didn't have watchable movies at first and TV shows. And
Right.
he said he didn't use white label streaming apps. That means he didn't go through other apps to do this or other kind of like services that you could hire to make them an app, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, they did everything themselves. So that means they own everything. And that's good. That's a good thing. It's a good ethic, I think. But that's why they say it's been a lot of work. It's been hard, but the timing is good. And they say that young audiences are overwhelmingly moving as we predicted and longing for entertainment brands that serve them, which is, I mean, obviously that's going to be true. And probably Gen Z most of all, because Gen Z appears to be a pretty strong backlash against millennials, the millennial kind of ethic and vibe, which you could say, I think of millennials as the last kind of narcissistic generation. Like the one we came from was pretty narcissistic. The boomers before that were, I think, pretty narcissistic. But I think Gen Z is trying to seek out traditionalism. And that means they're going to be a little less narcissistic. They're going to seek for wisdom, right? From, if not from the older generation, right? Then from literature and from the church and from older traditions that predate even their own grandfathers, you know? And so that's kind of exciting. Maybe they'll be kind of digging up old truths in the Bible, stuff that we hadn't even thought of. So that's pretty cool. But that's kind of what he says. They're moving as we predicted. The market is starting to realize this, and we are ahead of everyone else. And he's right. There's a lot of other Christian and conservative streamers and people who aren't really appealing to the younger generation, which is a huge mistake. And they're also not appealing to young boys, which is an even bigger mistake. This kind of entertainment has almost always been for boys, which is how they did so well. Boys really tend to do well with this kind of exciting visual content, right? You know, it's kind of like Disney, right? How Disney is a girls brand. That's fine. Disney has been a girls brand for a long time. But then they bought a bunch of boys brands like Lucasfilm and Marvel, and they turned them into girls brands, which does not make any sense. Like if you want to buy a brand, you buy it because it's successful. Why would you change it into something that's not for their audience? It doesn't make any sense. So Disney just has to get their little fingers in it and change it into something that they appreciate and they like. And that just doesn't make any sense because they're going to lose all that success that they purchased. And I even think even the girls won't like it at that point because it's inauthentic. But you want to watch this video?
Yeah.
All right.
Who's ready to enter the danger zone?
I'm a storyteller.
Congratulations.
Not all of us have as much leisure time as you.
Hell yeah.
Here I am.
Tell us how it's gonna be.
Just me and my unleashed creativity.
I'm gonna make my own show.
Got kind of some bad news. I'm now Republican.
Too funny. When they start making you guys funny.
The self-proclaimed Spider-Man hung 2 anti-abortion banners.
I was going to be arrested. I didn't commit a crime. I need your help.
We broke Dad.
I was not expecting that experience.
Baby, I'm different.
Full speed ahead.
Who is this uncircumcised fluff bag?
What's circumcised?
It's when you take a knife.
Booker!
Your next one's here in 5.
I approve.
Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, that was great. That was a lot of fun.
They've definitely had to step up from a lot of their content from just a year ago. Some of that content that you saw there, some of the extreme sports stuff, some of the action stuff, what didn't exist there a year ago. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, that looked great. A lot of that stuff looked very watchable, very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a great edit too.
It was, yeah. But I'm excited for them. I hope that they continue fighting, and maybe I might even try to interview Marcus Pittman again.
That would be awesome.